What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another top 10 video on my top 10 action figures of 2019. If you're trying to pick up your figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Oh my goodness, this was such a difficult list to put together. I put so much time into this thing, and none of these are in the top 10 right here. Oh goodness, so I had to give myself a rule, and that is I could only include one figure per company in my top 10 because there are just so many figures out there that were amazing. So these are all runner-ups over here, and I already did a top 10 Marvel Legends video of 2019. If you want to see that video, please check it out. Anyway, Jazzwares has done incredible stuff with their Fortnite figures as well as McFarlane Toys. I'm not really into Fortnite. I've played it like 4 times or something like that. It's an okay game. You know, I don't hate on anybody for playing it, but it's just not my thing. However, action figures is my thing, and they have been making amazing figures, especially with McFarlane Toys, really doing some incredible stuff. I mean, Jazzwares, dude, both of these companies have just made incredible figures this year. Hasbro's given us all kinds of great stuff, like with the Lightning Collection Power Rangers. Goldar is my #1 Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure, so I have Goldar over here. The Black Series Star Wars figures. Grievous is my favorite Black Series figure of the year, so I wanted to mention that. #2 being the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. The Transformers Siege line is very impressive, especially with Jetfire and Omega Supreme, neither of which I reviewed. Love that Refractor figure. I have both versions actually. I love the Astro Train. I love the Soundwave. So many great figures from Siege. SH Figuarts has given us some awesome Iron Man figures. I had to pick up 3 different Mark 50s to get this version of Mark 50, and that's the only reason why one of those Mark 50s did not make the list. The SH Figuarts Hulk was actually released in 2018. I got mine in 2019, so I'm not including it in the list because, you know, I don't want to get into a 2018 versus 2019 debate, but it should have totally have been on one of those lists. Speaking of which, Marvel Select Endgame Hulk and Endgame Thanos are not going to be on either of these lists because I don't have either of those figures yet. I have ordered them. They are on the way, so I will be reviewing them when I get them. But I'm sure they may have at least been in the runner-up, because especially that Thanos, oh, it looks amazing. Comic Cave Studios gave us an awesome Hulkbuster over here. I love that figure. Unfortunately, I did have a leg snap on mine after the review, and I did get it replaced, so that's the only reason why that figure did not make the top 10, or else it would have. And then NECA has given us incredible figures as well. The DC figures that they've given us, I mean, out of all the DC stuff, the Superman they did is my favorite. I also love the Snake Alien over there. Oh my god, I love that figure so much. And then the Hot Toys. It was so hard not to include Scarlet Spider in my top 10, but I love that Scarlet Spider figure. The PS4 Spider-Man Hot Toys figures are just incredible. I can't get as many Hot Toys as I want to nowadays, but man, Hot Toys does such cool stuff. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of stuff not included on here. So let's get to it and get started with number 10. So at number 10, I'm giving it to Mattel's Amber Collection Jurassic Park Velociraptor. A couple other honorable mentions I forgot was the Beasts of the Mesozoic Raptor figure, that Raptor series. That was incredible, and that's probably one reason why this got knocked down a little bit on the list. And Mattel's done great stuff with the DC Multiverse as far as their collecting connects go. I had a lot of fun with the Clayface and the Killer Croc figure. But other than that, I gotta say Mattel has just nailed it with their dinosaur figures overall throughout the year. I have been collecting and picking up various Jurassic World figures. I absolutely love them. I don't review all of them, but I absolutely love the dinos coming from Mattel. The Brachiosaurus I picked up. I mean, dude, they're just crushing it with the dinos over at Mattel, and I feel like the Velociraptor is a great representation of the great work they've been doing with those. At number 9, giving it to the Marvel Select Psylocke. Wow. Okay, so after Hasbro fumbled the ball on the 5-yard line with their Psylocke, we got this incredible Psylocke right here from Marvel Select, and it is just everything I want in a Psylocke figure. I think this is a perfect Psylocke figure. I love the way that it's sculpted. I like the head sculpts. We get 2 different head sculpts, great accessories with it. I just love the bright, shiny blue paint on this, and I like how they sculpted her with really long legs. You know, she was drawn like that in the comics, especially from the Jim Lee days. So really happy with the way this figure came out. I think it's as close to a perfect Psylocke figure we could ever get. I did not mention Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi, by the way. I really like the Revoltech Psylocke as well. I should have mentioned that figure in the runner-ups portion of the video, but yeah, still I'm giving it to this Psylocke right here over that one. The number 8 spot, I'm giving it to Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah, these are two figures taking up one spot, but you can't just have Bebop or Rocksteady over here. You gotta have both. Once in a while, a figure comes out that just blows my mind, and these both just blew my mind. I mean, while I was taking photos, I was like, wow, I can't believe these are real. Like, these are real action figures. They're actually here. They exist. And remember, this is my subjective list of my favorite figures of the year. And for me personally, it was just so exciting that these actually came out, that these existed. I'm very satisfied with them. I'm really happy with them. The articulation could be a little bit better, I think. More range of motion on the shoulders for Bebop would have been cool. Better ankle pivot, but really, I love these pieces, man. They had to be in my top 10. At number 9, I'm giving it to the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Mark 85 Iron Man. Oh my god, I still love this figure. Really like this figure quite a bit. An amazing piece. The only two downsides to it for me are the price point. I thought it was very expensive for what I'm getting, and just the lack of accessories. I just felt like there weren't enough accessories with this figure. We're getting another one. I'm probably going to get that one as well, which I feel a little bit ashamed about because they're not cheap, and I wish the accessories I were getting from the new one came with this one, but still, I love this figure so much. I love what they did with Iron Man. I'm just really happy. So yeah, I had to put him at number 9. And at number 6, I'm giving it to the Mezco Toys Spider-Man Far From Home Spidey. This figure impressed me. I was on the fence about even getting it, but once I had it in hand, I was just thoroughly impressed, man. I really like the articulation on this piece. Some of the best ankle pivot we've gotten on a Mezco figure, so I like that, especially because it's on a Spider-Man figure. The soft goods look really good on this piece. I really dig it, man. The aesthetics are great. I like the accessories. I like the posability. Just a great figure, I think. Now, the biggest downside is that it just took so long for this figure to get made that by the time it came out, a lot of hype kind of died down a little bit for me. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man Homecoming is awesome, so still really like the figure a ton. Had to put it on the top 10 list. Oh, and I didn't mention that the Sovereign Knight Batman was a runner-up for the top 10 also, but the Spidey won it. And at number 5, I'm giving it to the 3-0 Deluxe Optimus Prime from the Transformers Bumblebee movie. I forgot to put the Kulo port back in there. It's in a bag with other hands that come with the figure. But man, oh my god, what an amazing figure. I actually really did not want to put this on my top 10 list because it's a Transformer that doesn't transform, and I kind of have a thing with that, and it irritates me. However, this figure looks so freaking amazing, man. And the articulation is just absolutely gorgeous. I love articulating and posing this figure around. But the other thing is that it's a high-end figure. I mean, this is like as high-end as it gets, and it has an incredible durability factor to it that I just don't see in any other high-end figure. Like, the quality control on this figure is just amazing. Like, even just getting it into this pose, like a little panel popped off around the hip, and I didn't have to worry about anything scratching or getting messed up or broken. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna smash it against the ground, it's gonna break, I'm sure. But really, I have no scuffs or anything like that from posing this figure around, and it's just a badass piece over here. I had to put it on the top 10. I caved. And next, I'm giving it to the Medicom Mafex comic version of Spider-Man. This is a Bagley-inspired figure, and man, it just really blew me away. I really love how this figure came out. I know it's not everybody's favorite, or I don't think it's everybody's favorite, and I actually had a really hard time between deciding whether this figure or the Iron Spider from Medicom Mafex would take this spot, because I really love both of those figures. I honestly do think that the Mafex Iron Spider is the best Iron Spider figure out there, but I love my classic Spider-Man, so that one bumped the Iron Spider off the list. But man, both of them are fantastic figures, and I did order the second version of this one right here with the cell shading design. So yeah, look forward to that review whenever I get my hands on that figure. Should be in about a week or something. I'm giving the number 3 spot to the Hot Toys Thanos from Avengers Infinity War. Man, I love this figure. Oh, I just love checking it out. Every now and then, I have it on display in the darkroom closet, and I like just looking at it, man. It's just really fun to look at. I really like the size of it. It may be a little oversized, but I still think it looks dope, especially next to Hulk and everything. I love the Infinity Gauntlet. I have the light-up feature on there, which could have been done a little bit better, but really, this figure is just absolutely stunning. I love love the character. I do have some QC problems on the right arm over there. That bothers me. But aside from that, man, I just love this figure so much. I had to put it in the top 5. Truck, yeah, number 2 spot, I'm giving it to the truck. Transformers Takara Tomi's MP44 Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Very controversial figure with an extreme price point and extreme difficulty in transforming with extremely awesome aesthetics. And that's why it had to go so far up on this list. Now, it's in alt mode right now due to some comparisons from the MP45 Bumblebee review that I did, which I also really like that figure too. I love Takara Tomi's work on these Transformers Masterpiece figures. It's actually my absolute favorite toy line, and every time they make something, I'm just in awe of it. It's still in alt mode just because I've been having fun with the figure in truck mode. Yeah, I just really like it a lot. I love both modes. The transformation still takes me about an hour, so it's still really hard to transform for me anyway, but I love it. That's one fun thing for it. I like complicated transformations. The Revenge of the Fallen figures, yeah, I liked those, man. I remember back in the day, not a lot of people liked them, but I liked them. But anyway, yep, Optimus Prime, Transformers Masterpiece, MP44 had to make the number 2 spot. And at number 1, I'm giving it to that Dr. Aphra. Oh man, space Asian lesbian, how could I resist, huh? Come on, who doesn't love the Dr. Aphra? You know, just a beautiful character, beautiful figure, looking quite gorgeous, and totally not my number 1 figure of the year, but it's a great figure, and if it was my number 1 and you're upset about it, well, screw you! These are my top 10. Alright, let's get to the actual number 1 figure of the year for me. And the real number 1 figure for me this year is the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man, or just the Marvel Legends Big Time Spider-Man. This right here, of course, has a very personal attachment to me anyway, and I really love the figure. I mean, I get to play with this figure every day, you know, or almost every single day. Whenever I'm doing stop motion, I get to play with this figure, and it still delivers. I have a great time with it. I think the last stop motion I did, he was a little, he was under the influence, and I wouldn't have been able to do that with the last big time figure. So yeah, this figure has really held up for me throughout the year. Well, half the year, I guess, is when it originally, it only came out actually in August, right? Or September. But anyway, I love the figure. You know why, all right? If you don't know why, then you just don't know anything about this YouTube channel at all. So yeah, obviously the number 1 spot is going to the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. So these are my top 10 figures of 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't upset anybody by not picking their favorite. I always find that so strange. People get upset that you don't pick the one that they thought they were. It's just so weird to me. But anyway, this is my opinion on the best 10 figures of 2019. These are the ones that I liked the most. Great figures throughout 2019 in general, man. I'm curious to know what yours are. Please let me know in the comments section below. Most of you guys kind of puss out after 3, you know, but give me 10. Tell me your top 10 figures of 2019 in the comment section below. If I read yours, I'm going to leave a heart because I do enjoy reading them. So yeah, let me know. Hit that like button if you liked this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as the notification bell. And a big thank you to all the supporters of this YouTube channel that make it possible for me to spend the hours on these videos. If you haven't been following me on the social media, please do so on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace! Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.